So
You just turn around.
yeah, I just flipped the camera. Is there a problem? You don't believe me?
No, I believe you. Don't.
I flipped the camera around. Is that something I can and cannot do? See? So something that I often do is I download new apps to try to test them out because I don't feel comfortable with asking you to do something if I haven't done it myself. So I got some new apps we're going to look at tonight, as well as we're going to review what you guys should have done last week.
I would like to learn a little more as far as different concepts, as far as like working with the phone better, editing better from a phone, shooting better from a phone.
Okay, so everybody have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Except for... What do you have, sir?
I have a Note 2 still.
I thought you told me you were going to get an iPad, iPhone, or something.
Yeah,
iPad?
Yeah, man.
Okay, you have to make that transition when you get into journalism of being able to take criticism and give criticism and keep it pushing. So I like this because I also feel like everything you guys are saying is correct except for Massey. So continue, Miss Michelle.
No, I was just saying that this soundbite, like you suggested, maybe if there was some B-roll, it probably would have made it a less dry. Yeah. But I feel like she probably did have some content worth listening to, but she had a lot of ums and likes, and it was a lot of breaks in her speaking. And then, like I think somebody else already said, the background noise kind of took away from her actually talking, because I was actually looking at the girl with the natural hair, and I was like, her hair is fabulous.
This is what I mean by I'm proud of you, because you guys weren't here at the beginning of the semester. We're not even halfway through the semester. We haven't had midterms yet, and look at the kind of product you're putting out with the cell phone. So I'm very happy, and I want to see more of it.
The forum was solely based on African culture and architectural expression in the dynamics of how people in Black and other underserved communities use space and react to formal expression. Here with me today is Kayla Lupus, who will give me her insight on how she felt about the forum.
I think it's great to be having these conversations just out in the open without political correctness and just being able to say what needs to get said. I love talking about everything, so I think it's what we needed.
I take a look at my generation, my people. I am affected. How? Not only does it hurt my eyes, but it rubs my heart with tension.
Corday Henry of Mass Design Group, also a Morgan State and UPenn alumnus, is joined by current members of the group who are actively engaged in seeking new perspectives on combating inequality in the design profession in the built environment.
Live from the architecture building, I'm Jakara Wright.
I kind of disagree with the audio because the audio was shifty. Her last voiceover, I believe, sounded more muzzled than her previous ones. For Jakara, I think her shots could have been better. That's about it.
I think that the audio was shifty. One of the voiceovers was a little muzzly as well, like Zayna said. And the caption she had for the girl doing poetry, that wasn't her name that was on the thing.
After that, like that little pause after her interview, it was just like, and then it just cut to another scene. It was just like an awkward silence.
So here's my thought. First off, the gnats. Like her gnats were lost like everywhere. Natural sound, gnats. They were like lost. Like we didn't hear them. We all know what the story is supposed to be about. Race and equity in design or whatever. Did you get that feeling from the story? It almost felt like the story was focused on the poet, and then you had this one person she interviewed who's like, oh, well, I get it, and we need to have this, but she didn't say what we need to have and why we need to have. Now, I also feel like maybe she focused more on aesthetic value than the story itself. It's almost like she shot first, edited, and then wrote. And what did I tell you about being in this business long enough where you can see it and understand it? I can look at these things sometimes and understand who has actually sat down and written a script and who didn't. And what we have is a situation where she has good shots, where she's walking with that person and talking. Beautiful shot. But she did not match video to audio. She ended up matching her audio to her video. Oh, I got some good video. Let me say this here. Let me say that there. The script should have been written first, and then you get the video to match. All right?
The event highlighted African Americans in architecture and their current place in the field. There were musical performances and great speeches at the event. In the Center for the Built Environment and Infrastructure Studies, also known as CBIS, the illuminating room was a spectacle for the event to be held in. According to digitaljournal.com, CBIS was ranked 15th of one of the world's most environmental-friendly buildings. During the event, there were many who were engaged in the topic of the conversation. Alumide Adeboyega, Jr., architecture major, had his thoughts on the topic of the conversation. What do you think about the state of African Americans and Black people today in architecture?
Well, personally, in my opinion, I think what we really need to do is just keep striving to be better, just like try not to focus too much on their identity and just like find ourselves and just keep pushing.
Keep pushing because?
Because the world honestly needs a variety of architects. Architects come in different like ideas, concepts, things, so we just need that.
Reporting from the Center for the Built Environment and Infrastructure Studies building.
The only thing I quite didn't understand was him asking the question. Then the guy answered. I always thought that, you know, that's supposed to, when you shift to the interview or the quote, he's already supposed to be saying it.
I agree on like editing out him asking the question, although sometimes I've seen certain stories where you can't hear the reporter asking the question depending on the type of story it is. Some of his video was a little cloudy. At the end when he was doing his interview, his video was shaky towards the end.
What do you mean by cloudy? Cloudy or blurry?
Like blurry. Yeah. I'm not sure if your camera was dirty or what. Because I know sometimes the lens. I know sometimes mine can do that. I have to rub it off or whatever. But that's what it looked like. Yeah. But other than that, the statistics were great.
It was a lot of words. It was no net sound. So after you introducing what the topic was or what you was talking about, you lost me after that.
I did like that you had like facts to back it up, but it was like overload after a while, and then I felt like the shots were all the same basically, and then it was dark when you first started because I was trying to figure out like, okay, why is it dark? Like, are the lights out or what? So I mean, I kind of see where you were trying to go with the shot, but the lighting just didn't work out well.
I agree with what they're saying. The natural sound, I kind of did. I was thinking about it after, like I was watching it again and again. I was like, dang, there's a natural sound. There was a shot in there before Olumide's interview where there's 2 seconds of straight silence that I noticed after. I was like, oh, that's crap.
Who shot your stand up?
At the end?
This was.
You're just a pro tonight, working with everybody.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing as far as that sound. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm still not, proficient in getting the audio on iMovie. But I know on Adobe, I know on Premiere Pro, I should say, I know how to bring the audio down to make it sound all right when you want to have that sound in it, and you also want to, give you or say parts from your script. But with this, I'm still lost.
You can do it in iMovie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. But
he should be able to rewind it, do whatever, look back at it, and say, "Hey, your audio's not right. We got to shoot this stand up again." So maybe it's time you do something different. And keep in mind, you also need to be the guardian of your own work. You ought to be able to say after someone shoots for you, "Hey, let me see the camera real quick. Let me see the phone." You go back and look at the video and the audio and see if it sounds right.